What's up, guys? These are the Adventures of Errol, and I was thinking about something that stuck out kind of odd to me. I don't know if everybody's aware of this, but apparently birds are dinosaurs. Or at least they're a type of dinosaur. Not all dinosaurs were birds, but birds are definitely a type of dinosaur. Like there's a checklist. Thought a dinosaur was under me, which would have been perfectly okay because it would have just been a bird, right? But anyways, I lost my train of thought. There's like a specific checklist what constitutes a dinosaur, and birds fit it check for check. What made me think is that some birds can actually talk. They can not only mimic, well, there's three types. We have the parrots, the parakeets, and also ravens. All very smart birds. Smart enough to mimic human sounds. Not only some of them can mimic human sound, but they can actually say the words with comprehension of which word means what. So that makes me think that at least some dinosaurs could have been able to speak like people, possibly with comprehension, just as birds, because birds can do it. So if birds can do it, then there's no telling if other dinosaurs could do it. What made me think about that was I was once watching a making of the movie of Jurassic Park. And when it came to like them making dinosaur noises, they said, well, we really don't know what dinosaurs sound like because we weren't there. So we just kind of threw a bunch of different roars together and came up with that. But now that we know that we actually do have some form of dinosaurs living amongst us today, which they make anything from screeching sounds to tweets to... Speaking of tweets, tweet this, retweet this. But tweets to hoots like what owls do, and then if they have to, they can talk like people. So I thought that was fascinating, quite remarkable. Moving along, I was thinking about something else that was kind of weird, which was shapeshifters. The idea of shapeshifters, which I thought was completely ludicrous until I actually seen a shapeshifter. It wasn't a person. It happened to be an octopus. And apparently cephalopods, octopus, squids, and cuttlefish. I forget the scientific name for it. But apparently they can not only change colors at will, they can change the texture of their bodies to look like their surroundings, and they can also reform their body to look like other creatures on the seafloor or out the water, because I've also seen that certain octopus can actually move just fine on land, very slowly, but they have no problem crawling across land. I actually seen one pop out the water on YouTube, grab a crab, and drug it back into the water. And we all know how smart octopus could be. But what I start speculating on is, wouldn't it be crazy, like when you have evolution and you have something that can literally shapeshift, like if they had a preferred few types of shapes or forms, they could actually adapt to perfecting more and more through evolution of what forms that they will be most proficient in. Basically like a controlled form of evolution, more or less. Like these types of octopus change form into this specific type of creature very well, and that's what they're good at. And over time, as their descendants, they pass on those genes to shift into that, then you have controlled evolution. Now, when you're talking about millions of years of evolution, we don't know if octopus have just started doing this, or if they've been able to do this, or there's other species of octopus or otherwise in the past that's been able to do that. And see, the weird thing about it is we did not know that octopus can do this until we just so happened to see them do this under the water. So when it comes to the idea of shapeshifters in the paranormal world, you have to consider that, like, you would not even know that they can do that until you just so happen to see them do that. And then it makes me think of things like Squidward on SpongeBob SquarePants. You know, he walks. Oh, I also seen a video of an octopus running apparently on two legs under the water. I'm going to share the video. I'm going to try to attach it to this. And I'm like, well, if they're mimicking things, what the fuck is it mimicking that runs on two legs under the water? I understand it mimicking a sea snake. I understand it mimicking rocks and mimicking lionfish. But what is it mimicking that's bipedal on the seafloor? Maybe it was just an efficient way of getting across the floor, like what they call convergent evolution, which is when you have two species, totally separate species, that look almost identical due to evolving in similar environments, like the rabbit and the hare. You know, they're completely different, but they look almost the same. Anyways, where was I don't even remember. Oh yeah, so we don't know if they just started doing this, or they've been able to do this, or if there's other creatures out there that can do this. And when you're talking about millions of years, or thousands of years, or hundreds of thousands of years, depending on how many generations it takes, depending on the lifespan of a creature and how many generations it takes for it to pass on its DNA, shapeshifters could be very real. I'm not saying I believe in them. I'm just considering the possibilities based on things that I myself and other people have observed, either personally or through digital media. So there's that. Things got a little weird, right? And you never know. You never know, I guess. You never know until you know. So these are the Adventures of Arrow, AOE 2020, AYOEEE 2020. Signing off. I got some more stuff to talk about in another video, but I'm almost at the end of my walk, so I just decided to stop and share that, you know? Alright, peace.
I was thinking about shapeshifters for some reason earlier. I think that the idea of shapeshifters is very interesting. I used to think that it was weird until I seen one on YouTube. Different cephalopods, octopuses/squids, can not only change colors, but also change their shape and texture, to look like different creatures, or even their surroundings. They are super intelligent. They use tools and have problem-solving skills rivaled by few in the animal kingdom. Some have no problems with moving on land. I've seen the videos, and it's horrifying, to be honest. Wouldn't it be something if over time, if something with the ability to shapeshift, it could control their own evolution? According to the concept of how evolution works, if a species that could remold itself after had a preference between a few different forms, in theory I imagine they could perfect mimicry as time goes by, but how much time would that take? I wonder. Just look at Squidward on the kids show SpongeBob SquarePants. I can imagine him as an actual cephalopod with all the abilities I had just mentioned, only he's in humanoid form. Who knows, perhaps through self-controlled evolution, the extremities may even fuse together and solidify to some degree, while maintaining a lot of the other original abilities. That would be crazy. I try not to be scared of things without a good reason. Some people and other creatures simply fear the unknown, which could have its benefits, and at other times it could be a hindrance. Are we scared because we are truly in danger, or are we scared because we just are? Not that this is related, but it's kinda hilarious that people don't believe in other intelligent life forms, because we never see them, and we could very much be the reason we never see them. Either we run away, or pass out, or we do our best to destroy them with a shoot first, ask question later policy. Or as I just mentioned, they could be shapeshifters, and we see them all the time and just don't know it. I was thinking about shapeshifters for some reason earlier. I think that the idea of shapeshifters is very interesting. I used to think that it was weird until I seen one on YouTube. Different cephalopods, octopuses/squids, can not only change colors, but also change their shape and texture, to look like different creatures, or even their surroundings. They are super intelligent.